If you live in the northern hemisphere like I do here in Austria, you can probably feel the weather changing slowly into autumn. So let's get cozy and prepare our planners for October. I will show you everything I created in my September signatures. I will introduce my new kit called Enchanted Blueberry Woods. And we will start setting up our planners for October. No book reviews this time. I had no time during the move. Welcome to Plan With Me for October. It's Barbara from Vienna, Austria. So let me start off by showing you everything I added to my September signature. Here we start off with September. This, of course, is our intro page, the monthly overview. This is the mason jar that I added in the Plan With Me September video. I did add some journaling on the back in the meantime, and I actually need to tell you about this. This was crazy. So my hubby flew back to Egypt last night. A friend of his picked him up to take him to the airport. And about 1.5 hours after he left, and I had just gotten cozy at home, he calls me. And I thought he was just going to say like, oh, you know, I've checked in, everything's okay. He starts off by saying a catastrophe happened. And I'm like, oh no, what happened? And it turns out that I gave him the wrong passport. I gave him my passport instead of his passport. And he, of course, didn't check. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever been that quick in my life. I ordered an Uber. I jumped into my clothes. I ran downstairs, got into the Uber, told him, you have to drive as fast as possible. I felt like in a movie. And he did really well. He got there about 36 or 37 minutes, which is quite good because he had to go through all of Vienna. The airport is located outside of the city, so it's not that close. And I managed to give my hubby the passport 5 minutes before the check-in closed. So, whew, that was a lot of action last night. So I'm happy it all worked out. He arrived safely in the meantime. So all is good. So I had to document that on this little mason jar. I added this printable from my September kit from the Secret Garden onto the back of this junk mail envelope. Added my steps, which are so-so. I mean, given that I didn't have time to go on any walks, this is just kind of what happened during the move and everything that we had to take care of. So I guess it's okay, but now I really need to step up my game. It's been raining a lot. I don't really feel like going on walks in the rain. I mean, if it's a summer rain, that's fine. But if it's like really windy and rainy, then no thank you. So hopefully I will be able to get some walking in soon. This, I think, is the only page that I have left to do for September. On this card, I just added one of my journaling cards from the Secret Garden set. On the back here, I added this coin envelope. I also already showed you some of these in my previous Junk Journal Snacks video from last Sunday. I will link that for you below in case you want to see how I added some things. Underneath the coin envelope, I have a belly band made out of a snippet roll, and inside I added one of my super old tags, which is also a digital, which I will also link for you below. And there's another one of these old tags in here. I'm so happy to have homes for these. This is also available as a digital. There's a whole set. You can check that out if you wish. This is something I added off camera. This is part of my repurposed art. This is something from, I think, 2016. I tore that out of a journal that I got rid of, and I just kept the pages that make me happy. So in that last Junk Journal Snacks video, I added this here from my ephemera page from the Secret Garden as a belly band sewed on the top and the bottom. And then we made this journaling card together. Again, this is one of the drawings from a journal that I decluttered, just keeping this image. I added a dried flower. This is from 2015. I kept this as it is, just added it to one of my Secret Garden backgrounds, and then Off camera, I added this sentiment saying step out of your comfort zone. On the back, I have not journaled yet. Inside the paper bag, I have her. She's from 2014. Then I have this cute little girl here. I think she was called the Beacon of Light. She's again from 2015, and she was part of the Life Book course, which is organized by Tamara Laporte. So this is where we are this week. This is the other side of that bag. So this is the bottom, which I made into a tuck spot. Off camera, I added this celebrate here. And in the last Junk Journal Snacks video, I made this little journaling card with a cluster. And I also journaled on the back. And the reason why I put the celebrate here is because on the back I journaled about today being the first day where I'm here alone, where all the activities of the last weeks have calmed down, and I can actually for the first day really enjoy my craft room. And I'm kind of having it all sink in that I have my own craft room now. It's still so new to me to have my own space for crafting, and it still seems so surreal for me. So that's why I wanted to add the celebrate here, because I should celebrate the fact that I have my own craft room. This one again I did in the last Junk Journal Snacks video. This is just a hidden paper clip that I added. I just added some splatters here off camera. Some dried flowers here. Then these are some things I added off camera. So again, this was a page from an old altered book that I did not keep. I cut this strip to form my belly band. I added some sewing on the top and the bottom, and I added this image here, which is from this book, Extraordinary Things to Cut Out and Collage. I will again link this for you in case you want to have a look at it. Lots of fun images to work with. In the belly band, I tucked another old image from 2015. This is like a, I guess, kind of like a cat girl or something. And on the back here, I have these two, also from 2015. It's so fun to have these in my journal. Then this is again a junk mail envelope. On it, I attached this pocket from my ephemera kit from the Secret Garden from September. I added this word alluring. I added some floral die cuts made out of wallpaper. And then I added this here, which again was a page from an altered book from 2016, which I tore up. And I used that as a background, added mushrooms, which are from that same book I just showed you, and added some splattering. Inside, I added another drawing. This is from 2014. This was supposed to be, I think, a fairy tale princess. On the back, I added some journaling. On this side, I added a belly band made out of that same background that I had here. I added some stitching. I added another cute image from that same book. And I added this little pocket made out of a tea bag. This is something I created in last year's Defemember series. I will do my best to find that episode and link that for you below as well, in case you want to see it. And inside I added this ticket, which was from the September ephemera. So that just slides in there. On this side, I added this large envelope, which was also part of the September ephemera kit. Added some lace and sewed on a silver button. Then I added this background, which again is from that same altered book as this background, which I had torn out. I really love the background, but I didn't love the whole book, so I just kept this background. And inside I tucked this photo. This is from December 2015. It was from one of the art classes that I gave at the school that I worked at. And the lesson was writing a letter to your younger self. So we made a page and we added a fabric heart in which we added a letter, and that's such a cute memory. So I attached the flap of the envelope here and here to form a tuck spot. And on the back side, this flips open. And as you can see here is another girl. She is from 2016. She was also a pencil drawing, and because of an accident, because I got some paint all over her, I decided, okay, let's just paint her. So I painted her, added the star made out of wallpaper, added some journaling in the back. This is just one of my Secret Garden backgrounds. And inside here, I added a photo I had kept, which was a canvas with jelly plate prints I had made for a teacher at the school that I worked at, because she wanted to gift it to her son, and that was also in 2015. So that goes in here. So now we can add our October signature. This is already quite bulky, as you can see. Actually, it's full like this. So this is going to become a gator mouth, but it's all right. So let me introduce you to the October Kit Enchanted Blueberry Forest.
You say take me on a treasure hunt. I long for something new. Have you heard the fairies when they sing and dance? Oh, I wish it was me every night. When I close my eyes, I see beauty lives in me. I know I don't yet know it, so I trust you when you say that beauty lives in me too. Later, it comes later, dear, for many of us. I promise you that we learn through the wrongs, and even the rough can be sweet. Just close your eyes and know beauty lives in me. I know I don't yet know it, so I trust you when you say that beauty lives in me It's gonna take some time to get there.
I don't know if you noticed, for the October backgrounds, I have 4 plain backgrounds this time for the kit instead of only 2. In every kit, I usually have just 2 plain backgrounds, which you can then print on the back sides for your journals. But this time I added 4 for the same price. So I think this just gives you a little more variety in your journals. So this is the October page with the monthly overview. And I'm going to use this page as my intro page for October. So I'm just going to cut around these. I am edging this month's kit with walnut stain because I think it's a beautiful, rich and dark color that goes really well with this woodland theme. Then I'm going to cut out the Hello October from my notes page. I really love autumn. It's such a cozy season. I love the changing of the leaves. To see nature in all of its glorious colors is just absolutely amazing every time. Again, I'm going to edge this with my walnut stain. And I feel like I need to add some fabric or lace or something underneath this to make it seem more cozy. Maybe I put this right in the middle. I have this rich golden orange color, which I think works super well for October. So I'm going to cut out a piece with my pinking shears. But I feel like I want the label to stand out a bit more from this orange background. So I want to see what it looks like if I add just a small white border with some white fabric. Yeah, I think I like that better. I have some little wooden birds here, and I think I want to add one here to the page as well. Maybe one of these bigger ones. How about right up there? But I do want to paint him in orange. So I'm just going to take my orange watercolor and paint him. And then I figure once it's dry, I could add some more interest by adding like a script stamp over the top. And I'm going to do this using espresso truffle because I think black would be a little bit too harsh. Beautifully subtle. I like it. So on my next page, I'm going to add my October monthly overview. Then I'll add some things here later, but this will be the page for my 10K step tracker, which I again need to ink up with my walnut stain. And while I'm sitting here filming, I am waiting for some deliveries. I ordered a few more things for my craft room and I'm excited for their arrival. So if you want to see what I'm getting, you're going to have to watch my vlogs. And if you've missed those, I've had a couple of vlogs so far, mostly showing the progress in my craft room, but also showing you a few behind the scenes footage. So I plan on doing more of those. And I'm learning what works and what doesn't work with some storage ideas. Like I'm really struggling with my stamps at the moment. I thought I had a solution, and now I'm not liking it. I think I know what I want to do, but that's going to take a lot of effort. Then I'm going to leave these free so that I have some pages to play with randomly. And then I'll add my first week here. So my week starts with October 3, but of course in the printable, it will start off with the week before, which still has the end of September in it, but I already have that in my September signature. And then this will be the background for my to-do list and my gratitude. I'm just having a thought because I really don't want to cover this little squirrel up. He actually has a tiny mouse on his head. Did you see that? I don't think I want to cover this up. Of course, I could put these notes here more on top or on the bottom, but I think I'd rather keep this page as it is. And I could use this envelope to do my gratitude list. Why not? I think there should be enough space. So let's choose two. It doesn't really matter. They all work. So I'll just cut out these two right there. Working in this planner has been my savior the last couple of days because I'm always sad when my hubby leaves. He's in Egypt a lot since about 2 years, which is supposed to be temporary, but we don't know how long this is going to take. It's business related. So I have had to get used to just being alone a lot, which is fine actually. I'm pretty good with that. I love spending time alone. Like I need that to charge up my energy. And so every time he leaves, it breaks my heart, obviously, because it's months that he's gone at a time. So just playing in my journal and concentrating on that has really, really helped me through these times. As it always does, whether it's a planner or a journal, it's always what helps me. So I'm hoping if you are going through rough times, whatever they may be, I hope that your journal or planner is also providing that platform for you to feel better. And at the moment, of course, everything feels weird because I'm in a new apartment We've been here for a little over 2 weeks and I'm definitely still adjusting. Everything is new here. I still can't believe that I see a garden looking out my window. Oh, it's really pouring again. And I see the change in nature so much better now than living in the city where I didn't even see a tree when I looked out my window. I'm just going to leave this background because it has some beautiful gold shimmer on it, which I want to keep. So I'm just going to glue these on and then maybe add some clip art afterwards. I'm really looking forward to seeing autumn in this place and out my window. I think I'll really be able to see the change in the color of the leaves, which will be really nice. Okay, let's check our clip art. I think we need some pumpkins. I think I'll cut out this one here. So I'm very curious if the postman is actually going to deliver my package to my apartment, because there are many stairs leading up to our house. In our other apartment, even though it was very easy to get to, what postmen do here a lot, which really makes me angry, is that they will not even try to deliver the package, even though you're waiting for it at home. They'll just put a paper in your mailbox saying that, oh, they tried to deliver, but you weren't there, so now you have to go pick it up at post office or wherever. And that really annoys me, especially when, of course, I'm waiting for something. There, it wasn't a huge deal because the post office wasn't so far away. So it was like maybe an 8-minute walk. But here, the post office is farther away. So here I have to take a bus that goes every 15 to 20 minutes. And then I have to take a tram for another stop. So it's quite an ordeal to go pick up a package if they don't deliver. So fingers crossed, he will make the journey. And walk up all the stairs. I also want to add a stamp of a leaf up here. So I have this stamp. This came in one of the Your Creative Studio subscription boxes. You can find that site linked below as well. If you want to check them out, they have, of course, different items each month. And I'm going to use again my Memento Espresso Truffle ink. And I'm stamping this on canvas. It's quite faint. And I think I want to color this again with my orange watercolor. How about we mix it a little bit with some yellow and maybe even some red. Then I still need to do the stem. And now I'm going to take a brown fine liner in 0.5. I wish I had 0.3 or even 0.1, but this is all I have in brown. And I think black would be too harsh. So let me try that first, just to get some details here and the outline more crisp. And now I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. So I'm first going to stick down my pumpkins. And then my leaf can go up here. I really like how that came out. And I love the textured canvas. And in case you're wondering about this canvas, I found this one at the Dutch chain Action, but I'm sure you could find something like this on Amazon. So it's just sheets of canvas. It's 280 GSM. And it says canvas for acrylic, oil, gouache, and mixed media. And it's gesso primed. So it's just these sheets that you can tear off. And I've even printed on these with my inkjet printer, as you have maybe seen in my jeans junk journal video. And this most certainly deserves some gold splatters with my Van Gogh 803 deep gold watercolor. While that dries, I can already think about what to put inside my junk mail envelope. I have the opening here on this side, and I think this makes a really good spot for a journaling card. And I have one here that is horizontal rather than vertical. So this is on my Enchanted Blueberry Woods ephemera number 3. So I'm going to cut out this cute little bunny image. So I backed this journaling card with some Tim Holtz scrapbook paper. Apologies if you can hear this rain. It's just incredible. I'm just so happy I don't have to go out today. So since this card is smaller than my envelope and I want to make it easier to pull it out, I want to add something here with which I could grab it easily. I have these leaves that I bought last year from a shop that we have here called Depot, which has like some interior decorating items. They always have cute stuff to use in journals. And I thought I could add these 2 leaves. I think these were the smallest ones that I found. I could just put them here. And I'm just thinking whether I should glue this on. It's probably easier just to staple them on. So I'm going to go grab my stapler. Okay, this is not working. It's too thick apparently. And I have kind of crushed this leaf a bit. So I'm going to take another one, this one. Maybe I'll even use the back side. And I'm going to try to stitch through this with my sewing machine. So that worked really well. You can hardly see it, but now it's attached firmly. You can see it here on the back, which is totally fine with me. So now I can add this card here and I can add some journaling later on. And this here peeks out so that I can easily pull the card out. For the back side of this junk mail envelope, I want to use one of my plainer backgrounds. So I printed my backgrounds out by putting 2 backgrounds on 1 page. So basically they are printed at 50%. And I think this size will work really well for this envelope. So I'm going to cut around this. And I think I want to add this so that the window still shows. So I've cut that page down. The height I will leave as it is. I just need to adjust the width so that I have an even border all around. So I'm going to cut it here. Okay, so that size is good. And now for the window, let's take this out and let's put this one in. Trying to make sure it's straight. I think this envelope got close to heat because it definitely looks like this has warped a bit from my heat gun. So now what I want to do is take my pencil and trace the window, pushing down hard enough so that I will hopefully see the imprint on my printable. Yeah, especially on the back, I can see it. I'll just erase these pencil marks here. And then I'm going to draw a line about 1/8 of an inch outside of my marks. And then I can take a knife and cut along those lines. Let's see if this is in the right position. Yeah, that actually fits well. Perfect. So I can ink around the edges and then glue that down. Let's slip our journaling card back inside. And I think I want to add this. I only have pies for you up there on top of that window. And this cutie pie I think would work well here by the cute pumpkin. I'm going to put this cut out cutie pie on this piece that we just cut out from here, just to give it a frame. So I'll cut around that, just leaving a small border. And then I'll edge that again with my walnut stain. So that can go down here. And this one I want to mount on some fabric. And I have this beautiful green fabric that works perfectly together with this background. So I'm going to cut a piece off of this. Concerning reading, I can share that I started this book, The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. I thought September would be a great month to read a witch novel. I'm in part 2 at about page 170. And I'm assuming it was because of everything that was going on in my life that I couldn't really focus on the book. Because so far I would only give this book a 3 stars out of 5. But I don't think it's fair because the story isn't bad so far. But somehow I just can't get into it. But I think it's because my mind isn't there. I really don't think it's the book's fault. So maybe it is a novel you would like to look into. I currently really can't give it a fair review. It does have good critiques. So maybe check it out on Goodreads or something. I don't think I'm going to continue with this. Maybe I can just quickly read you the back. In 1893, there's no such thing as witches. There used to be in the wild dark days before the burning began, but now witching is nothing but tidy charms and nursery rhymes. If the modern woman wants any measure of power, she must find it at the ballot box. But when the Eastwood sisters, James Juniper, Agnes Amaranth, and Beatrice Belladonna, join the suffragists in New Salem, they begin to pursue the forgotten words and ways that might turn the women's movement into the witches' movement. Stalked by shadows and sickness, hunted by forces who will not suffer a witch to vote, and perhaps not even to live, the sisters will need to delve into the oldest magics, draw new alliances, and heal the bond between them if they want to survive. Yeah, so maybe you want to give this a try. I think I need to start a new book to get back into it, and I'm going to try another thriller. This one is by Lisa Gardner. It's called Before She Disappeared, and I'm loving the format. It kind of reminds me of a traveler's notebook. It's very narrow and tall, so I love that about it already. I can read you the back of this as well. A recovering alcoholic with more regrets than belongings, Frankie Elkin has devoted her life to doing what no one else will, searching for the lost and forgotten. When the police have moved on, when the public no longer remembers, when the media has never paid attention, Frankie starts looking. A new case brings her to Mattapan, a Boston neighborhood with a rough reputation. She is searching for Angelique Badaud, a Haitian teenager who vanished from her high school months earlier. Resistance from the Boston PD and the victim's wary family tells Frankie she's on her own. And she soon learns she's asking questions someone doesn't want answered. But Frankie will stop at nothing to discover the truth, even if it means the next person to go missing could be her. I'm very curious about this one, and I'll let you know in the Plan With Me November video if I liked it. I really hope you will enjoy my new kit, Enchanted Blueberry Woods. Hopefully you got some ideas of what you can do. I'm going to make myself some lentil soup right now. Take a break, clean up this mess, and then edit this video. Thanks so much for watching. Love you guys. Mwah! Mwah!
Have you heard the fairies when they sing and dance? Oh, I wish it was me every night. When I close my